Hey folks, this is Tim Burchett, and I wanted to give a brief recap of three important developments up here in Washington over the past month. First item I wanted to highlight is the Prison to Proprietorship for Formerly Incarcerated Act. I recently reintroduced this legislation with my friend across the aisle, Representative Hakeem Jeffries from New York. This bill would launch a program to provide entrepreneurial development training to nonviolent, formerly incarcerated individuals. These folks face substantial obstacles when re-entering the workforce, and studies have shown around 60% of them remain unemployed a year after their release. Nonviolent offenders, folks, they deserve a second chance to succeed once they've paid their debt to society. Teaching former inmates entrepreneurial skills opens the door to new opportunities that can help them rejoin their communities in a productive way. I previously worked with Representative Jeffries to introduce this bill in the 116th Congress, where it passed the House in January of 2020. I'm thankful for his continued partnership on this bill in the 117th Congress, and I hope it will be signed into law. March's second highlight is another bill I introduced called the Confiscating Corrupt Criminal Proceeds Act. This legislation would use seized assets of Russian and Belarusian elites to support the United States humanitarian aid contributions to Ukraine. There would not be a humanitarian crisis in Ukraine if Vladimir Putin had refrained from starting this war. Russia is responsible for its army's vile attacks on evacuation convoys, hospitals, and apartment buildings that are causing enormous suffering among innocent Ukrainians. The oligarchs who profit off Putin's murderous regime should be the ones who pay for humanitarian aid to Ukraine, not American citizens who are burdened by high prices at home, especially at the gas tank. Finally, I want to share with you my thoughts on President Biden's $5.8 trillion with a T budget, trillion, that was unveiled earlier this week. This budget is a roadmap for how the Biden administration plans to waste your tax dollars on its woke agenda. Here are a few of the many terrible ideas, in my opinion, contained in the president's budget. $1.5 billion to fund the United States Environmental Protection Agency's, quote, environmental justice efforts. Eliminating the Hyde Amendment, which would allow organizations like Planned Parenthood to use public funds to pay for abortions. And $20 million extra for the Office of the U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary to lead the department's, and I quote again, effort to promote equity and inclusion. Folks, this budget might be the most fiscally reckless proposal I've ever seen coming to Congress. I guarantee you I will be fighting against it. Folks, it's an honor to represent East Tennessee and Washington. If y'all have any thoughts on legislative items or would like to book a tour of the U.S. Capitol, please do not hesitate to call my Washington office at 202-225-5435. That's 202-225-5435. Or y'all can send me a message through my website at www.burchett, that's burchett.house.gov, G-O-V. Also, if you need any help with any government agencies, please call my Knoxville office at 865-523-3772. That's 523-3772. And as always, thank y'all for sending me here.